My childhood best friend is slowly drifting away from me and towards another girl, who's a stereotypical partying and smoking high school kid, and now they need a place to crash at after a party, but I'm leaving them on the street. So, I, a teenage girl, have two really good friends. One is a close friend, the other has been my best friend since literally before we could talk. We've been inseparable since we were 1 year old. Recently, though, she's been spending a lot more time with this other close friend. I've been feeling kinda left out and honestly, a bit jealous, but I've been trying not to let it get to me too much. Today, both of them asked if they could crash at my place tonight. They made it sound like they just wanted to hang out outside and needed a place to sleep because they couldn't stay at each other's houses. I joked, but also kind of meant it, that it felt like they were just using me for a bed, since it seemed like the plan was just the two of them hanging out without me, and now suddenly I'm useful because I have a room. Later, one of them called me and admitted they were actually going to a house party tonight and didn't want to go home afterward in that state, so they needed a place to sleep, again, mine. They hadn't told me about the party at all, hadn't invited me, and outright lied about what they were doing earlier. That stung. What hurt more is that I only found out today that my best friend started smoking recently, something she always said she'd never do, especially since we all agreed we were against it. She didn't tell me, but she told this other girl. It feels like she's changed, and I'm being left out of the loop. So when they asked to stay over, I said no. I don't want to feel used, and it hurt that they weren't honest with me. But now I'm wondering if I'm being too sensitive or petty about this. Like, maybe I should have just let them stay, maybe I'm overreacting. Am I a jerk for saying no and feeling hurt that they lied to me and left me out? Commenter 1. NTA, you did the right thing. They were trying to use you. Not only did they not invite you to the plans they had, but they tried to keep it secret. Honestly, you should tell your friend how you feel about everything going on. Commenter 2. Yeah, need to agree with this. You're growing up. Part of growing up is also realizing you outgrow some people as you navigate your way through life. These two have clearly decided you're only their friend when you can offer them anything. Take it from a 29-year-old who's had plenty of friends, had my rebellious phase also, just went different directions, etc. Sometimes you just have to appreciate friendships for what they were and realize they've run their course. Hope you make some great friends as you're growing up who treat you how you deserve to be treated. Update. Thanks to everyone who responded. I really appreciated the outside perspective because I felt like I was starting to gaslight myself. So after I told them they couldn't sleep at my place, I honestly thought that would be the end of it. I figured they'd find somewhere else to stay and that would be that. But nope. Around 1 a.m., they started calling me nonstop, like 10 or 15 times. I texted back and said I couldn't talk because I was watching TV with my mom, and she was still half awake. Just to be clear, there was no way they could have snuck in without her noticing, and I didn't want to deal with that. Then one of them started sending voice messages and texting me again, saying stuff like, "Please, can we come now?" And then basically guilt-tripping me, saying they'd have to sleep at a random bus stop in the cold if I didn't let them in. So I replied something like, "You lied to me about just walking around at night, then I find out you're going to a party without even telling me or asking if I wanted to come. Now you expect to crash at my place? That feels like I'm just your backup plan. I'm not a hotel. I don't want trouble with my mom because you're showing up in the middle of the night. I already told you no. If you didn't sort out another place to sleep, that's not my fault. Please just go home." Her reply? "Yeah, but bro, you weren't invited. Lol, bro, chill then NVM. Which honestly just confirmed how little she cared about how I felt. No apology, no acknowledgement, just brushing it off. That's the update. Commenter, drop them. You outgrow people. They show they aren't your real friends and are only there when it's convenient for them. Your NTA.